In the beginning, he loved the way she laughed at nothing. It was the kind of laugh that came suddenly, without warning, like her heart had stumbled into joy by accident. She would tilt her head back, close her eyes, and laugh as if the world had never taught her how to be careful. The first time he saw it, he thought, this woman feels safe. He didn't know then that one day, that laugh would disappear so quietly that he wouldn't even notice the exact moment it died. They met in an ordinary way. No dramatic rain, no music playing in the background. Just two tired people in a crowded place, waiting for their turns in life. She was standing behind him, scrolling through her phone, sighing softly like she was already exhausted with the day that hadn't even ended yet. He turned around because he heard that sigh. "You okay?" he asked casually, not expecting an honest answer. She looked up, surprised, then smiled. "Yeah, just, long day." That was all, but something in her eyes stayed with him. Not sadness exactly, more like a quiet heaviness she carried politely, as if she didn't want to burden anyone with it. They started talking, small things, safe things, weather, work, traffic, and yet, when they parted ways, he felt like something had begun without his permission. He texted her that night. She replied immediately, and just like that, they became something. In the early days, she gave more than she asked. She listened when he talked about his job, his stress, his ambitions. She remembered small details, how he took his tea, what song he secretly loved, the way he hated silence but pretended to enjoy it. When he was tired, she adjusted herself to his mood. When he was distant, she blamed herself quietly. When he forgot to reply, she waited. And waited, and waited. She never complained. That was the thing. He mistook her silence for strength. At first, love felt easy. They spent evenings together, sometimes talking for hours, sometimes sitting quietly, her head resting on his shoulder while the world moved outside the window. She liked those quiet moments the most. "This feels peaceful," she once whispered. He smiled. "You overthink everything. Just relax." She laughed then, softly, but something inside her folded a little. She didn't say anything. Pain rarely announces itself. It arrives gently, disguised as patience. It comes in moments like when she told him she had a bad day and he replied, "Everyone does," without looking up from his phone. Or when she waited all evening for him to ask how she was feeling, and he never did. Or when she started speaking and stopped halfway because she realized he wasn't listening anymore. She began to shrink in small, invisible ways. And he didn't notice. The first real change was in her eyes. They were still kind, still soft, but they no longer searched his face for reassurance. They no longer waited for approval. They looked tired now, older. He noticed it once and said, half jokingly, "Why do you look so serious all the time now? Where did that smile go?" She forced one. "It's still here." But it wasn't. Not really. She tried to talk to him. She truly did. One night, sitting across from him, her hands folded tightly in her lap, she said, "Do you ever feel like I'm not really here anymore?" He frowned. "What do you mean? You're right here." "No," she said softly. "I mean, emotionally." He sighed, already tired. "You think too much. You create problems where there aren't any." That was the night she stopped explaining. After that, her silence grew louder. She stopped sharing small things. Stopped sending random messages. Stopped asking questions that went unanswered anyway. She still cared, deeply, but now she cared quietly. When he came home late, she didn't ask where he'd been. When he cancelled plans, she said, "It's okay," and meant it less each time. Inside her, something was breaking. Slowly, like a crack in glass that spreads without making a sound. He started to notice changes he didn't like. She was calmer now, quieter, less reactive. When he joked at her expense, she didn't defend herself. When he ignored her feelings, she didn't cry. When he raised his voice, she didn't raise hers back. Instead, she looked at him with a kind of distance that made him uncomfortable. "You changed," he said one evening. "You're so cold now, so attitude-filled." She looked at him for a long moment. "No," she said gently. "I'm just tired." But he didn't hear the truth in that. He thought love was loud. Arguments, passion, drama, tears. He didn't understand that her quiet was not peace, it was resignation. Every night, she lay beside him, staring at the ceiling, replaying moments in her head. Things she wanted to say. Things she should have said earlier. "If I speak now, will he finally listen? Or will he dismiss me again?" So she chose silence. Not because she didn't feel, but because feeling alone hurt more than feeling nothing. There were days when she almost left. She would stand in the doorway, keys in her hand, heart pounding, imagining a life where she didn't have to beg for emotional presence. A life where she wasn't constantly misunderstood. But then she'd remember the man he used to be. The man who once listened. The man who once held her like she was fragile and precious. Hope is a dangerous thing. It kept her there. He started complaining about her to others. She's always quiet now, always moody. I don't know what happened to her, he said. They nodded, agreed, told him she was being difficult. No one asked what she had been carrying alone. The final break didn't happen in a dramatic fight. It happened in a quiet kitchen, late at night. She was washing dishes. He was scrolling through his phone. She said, very calmly, "Do you still love me?" He didn't look up. "Why do you ask such stupid questions?" Her hands froze in the water. "I just wanted to know," she said. He sighed. "You were always like this now. Always emotional. Always creating issues." That's when something inside her finally went still. Not numb. Still. That night, she packed slowly. No tears. No shaking hands. Just quiet acceptance. She left a note on the table. Not angry. Not accusing. Just honest. "I didn't change because I wanted to. I changed because I was hurting and you didn't see it. I needed love, not labels." He found it in the morning. And for the first time, he felt something unfamiliar. Silence. Days passed, then weeks. The house felt empty, but he told himself it was better this way. Less drama, less attitude. Yet, at night, the silence felt heavier than any argument they ever had. He started remembering things. How she used to look at him when he spoke. How she used to wait for him. How she used to soften herself just to keep peace. And how he never once asked what it cost her. He saw her one day, months later. She was at a cafe, sitting by the window, a book in her hand. She looked lighter, not happier exactly, but steadier. She smiled when she saw him. Polite, distant. "How are you?" he asked. "I'm healing," she replied. Something about that broke him. He wanted to say everything now. That he finally understood. That he was sorry. That he mistook her pain for attitude. But regret is cruel. It arrives when it's no longer useful. She stood up, picked up her bag. "Take care," she said. And walked away. He watched her leave. And this time, he noticed everything. The strength in her quiet. The dignity in her distance. The pain he had ignored until it grew into absence. He finally understood. But understanding came too late. Some love doesn't end with screaming or betrayal. Some love dies slowly, in quiet moments, when pain is mistaken for attitude, and silence is mistaken for peace. And by the time the truth is clear, the person who needed to be heard has already learned how to live without you. He stood there long after she was gone. And for the first time in a very long time, he listened. But there was no one left to hear.